Hi, my name is Atreyu.
And my name is Wyatt.
Today we'll be talking about the Book of Mice and Men. The time period of this book was set in the late 1920s and the early 1930s. This period was also known as the Great Depression.
This time period was a time where poverty hit hard against the American people. People were working on farms, trying to make a living, and doing everything possible to stay alive.
But Mice and Men is about two men getting work tickets to work on a farm. They begin to work, but they make little mistakes as they go forth. These mistakes lead up to the big problems in the future, ultimately killing a few people on the farm in the process.
Wow, seems like a lot of small mistakes lead up to very big accidents. This book has many different themes in it, but one that stuck out to me was when Lenny said, "Why do you got to get killed? You ain't so little as mice. I didn't bounce you hard," on page 85 from Steinbeck, John. Lenny was playing with his new pup, and even after he was told not to play with it. And as a result of his clumsiness and strength, he ended up killing his dog. This accident that Lenny did had a huge impact on the rest of the story. If he hadn't done this, the story most likely it would have been much different.
Small and many little mistakes can have big repercussions, Wyatt.
It's true. Well, he's seen this girl in a red dress, dumb bastard like he is. He wants to touch everything he likes. Just wants to feel it. So he reaches out to feel this red dress, and the girl lets out a squawk. And that gets Lenny all mixed up. He holds on because that's the only thing he thinks he can do. This was on page 42 in Steinbeck, John. Lenny is kind, but he likes soft things. So when he saw the girl's soft dress, he wanted to hold it and feel it. The girl did not appreciate him trying to grab her dress. She yells at him, and he just grabs tighter because he doesn't know what to do. This little thing that didn't seem like too much had a big problem in the end, and the result of him just trying to grab her dress was not good.
Curly's wife made a mistake in letting Lenny feel her hair. As a result of this, she ended up having her neck accidentally snapped instead of losing her life. I mean, that's kind of her fault. She let an autistic man touch her hair.
Yeah, snap your neck sounds pretty painful.
Yeah.
Lenny makes a lot of little mistakes throughout the whole story, and over time, they start to add up. Furthermore, George got upset at these mistakes, and eventually it was just too much for him to handle. Finally, at the end of the story, George put him down.
Steinbeck was generally accurate with his writing about the Great Depression. The Great Depression was a lot of work and on farms, and accidents led to death or, problems.
Wow, that's sad that people died during this time.
Yep, it really is.
The Great Depression was caused because of a few big reasons, like
the stock market crash of 1929 was an event that saw the stock market lose billions of dollars in value within a few hours, causing many to lose their money. This is from World War I and the economy. There's many small mistakes and overlooking in the American government that ultimately led to this problem that would last many, many years.
The main crash took place on October 29th, 1929, also known as Black Tuesday, but the stock market had shown instability weeks beforehand. This was something that could have been prevented, and the U.S. government did make the mistake of overlooking the instability within the economic system.
Another mistake made that led up to the Great Depression was spendings on World War I. The war initially cost the U.S. government about $33 billion plus interest and veterans benefits, but later bringing a total of $112 billion. This is from the stock market crash of 1929. These billions of dollars spent on the war created a massive instability issue and the economic structure, leading it to fall. This also helped create the start of the Great Depression. There was many small mistakes and overlookings in the American government that ultimately led to this problem that would last many years.
This was something that could have been prevented if the U.S. government did make the mistake of overlooking the instability within the economic system.
Another mistake made that led up to the Great Depression was the spendings on World War I. These billions of dollars spent on the war created a massive instability issue for the economic structure, leading it to fall. It also created the start of the Great Depression. This also made banks close as well, and people tried pulling their money out during this time, but the banks said we couldn't because of the economic structure.
Yeah.
Not all mistakes were just made in the 1990s and earlier. There's plenty of pretty big accidents that have been made recently.
In fact, I argue that the story is probably more accurate today because there are a ton of accidents that are being made by important and powerful people. One recent accident was when a military aircraft cut a cable car line and resulted in 20 skiers. Suddenly, at 3:15, an aircraft sliced through the cable car lines, sending the gondola falling nearly 300 feet. 20 skiers, including Italian, German, Polish, Bulgarian, and Dutch citizens, were killed. This was from a U.S. military aircraft. Due to the military cutting the cable on accident, it resulted in a big problem that got 20 skiers ended up being killed.
Wow, that's crazy. I've never heard of that before. I wonder what the other things that the government are hiding. What about Area 51?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is no matter the time, anyone can make mistakes?
That is exactly right. Some mistakes that are made can be better or worse than others. Like if you accidentally push someone off a cliff, into water of course, that would be a big whoopsie. Though, if you abolish slavery, that would be a not big whoopsie. That would be a big yay. Alright.